It was in the sense of, now I have a crew I have to coordinate with. So like
Yes.
I'm not doing all the talking on the radio anymore, and I'm working with my navigator to figure out where we're going. And so that I actually really liked. I like being part of a team. So that was different, and we had simulators. So again, we start off in the classroom, and then we move to the simulators, and then we move to the aircraft. And it was like carrier qualifications in the S3. That's the first time when you actually get to your jet that you're flying in the fleet. That's the first time you do night carrier landings and
All
night
right.
cap.
Okay.
So you don't do that when you're a student naval aviator.
Right.
So I remember the first time I went out to land on the carrier at night, and the S3 Fleet Replacement Squadron, FRS Squadron. It used to be called the RAG, Replacement Air Group, something like that. Anyway, it was it's located in San Diego. It was located in San Diego, and so we got really lucky on my night carrier qualifications. We went out, and I had an instructor NFO with me in the cockpit because the S-3B is flown with a pilot and an NFO, minimum two people. Sometimes we had four. But we flew out to, I don't remember which carrier we did our qualifications on, but it was like what we call a commander's moon. The moon was bright. There was a nice horizon. It was just like a slightly darker version than daytime landings. So,
Right.
and I joked with my instructor. I'm like, this isn't that hard. Like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. This isn't that bad. And then, oh my God, once I got to the fleet and
Uh-oh.
started having to land at night where there's no horizon and horrible weather, and, the flight deck is moving around because the ship's going through seas. It's like, oh, okay, I bite my tongue. Eat those words. It's definitely both. So we always brief before our flights. And as the pilot, I'm normally the one running the brief, and we're
Mhm.
talking about expectations for the flight. So what am I going to say if something happens? So everyone in the crew knows what to expect to hear from me if something happens, for the major emergencies.
Mhm.
And so we brief those, and then we brief what we're going to be doing on the mission. We make sure everyone is clear about what their roles are on the mission. And then when we go out and fly, it's, we're all up on the intercom within the jet talking with each other. And it's, so there is continual communication happening as we're flying. It is, yeah, typically, especially with a 4-person crew, it's unusual for there to be silence because everyone's, talking with each other, trying to figure out what's going on, especially if you're like prosecuting a submarine, or if we're trying to identify a surface target. We have to have that communication happening. So it was, I would say, a mixture of both pre-planned and set expectations for who was going to do what and who's going to say what, as
Mhm.
well as real-time communications.